Hi crafty friends, Melissa Minor here. Thanks so much for joining me on my YouTube channel. Today I'm going to be unboxing the Stamps of Life December card kit. Now if you're not already a card kit club member, I will have a link listed down below in the description box, or you can use my code MelissaM when you join, and that will earn you 500 extra bonus club points. Now those club points can be converted into dollars, and that's going to save you about $5 off your next order. I really appreciate when you use my links, as that helps support me and my YouTube channel. All right, as you can see, this kit is called You Lift Me Up. So you also receive a little bonus postcard this month, and it has a coupon code on the back, so I'll keep that a secret. First, I want to show you the Stamp and Die Hard Club contents. So this is called Heart Hot Air Balloons, and it's got thanks for lifting me up, my heart balloons when I think of you, soaring with love, and sending you high-flying birthday wishes. Here's a look at all the dies that cut out those stamps. Now let's take a look at the paper pad. There's some gorgeous papers. I love the colors this month. So it says you lift me up, you lift me up. We've got the little heart hot air balloons. And then on this sheet, this is a cut apart sheet. So let me bring back in the dies, and you can lay these dies right over these images, and that will cut those out so you can use those on your cards. I really like the cloud paper. Here's some hearts. That's so pretty. And then here's another cut apart sheet. Now with this one, this is an additional add-on die that you can purchase separately. So let me finish flipping through all the pages here. These are very thick sheets of paper. You receive 24 double-sided sheets, so that's 12 sheets, and you get 2 of each. All right, now let's take a look at the cardstock. So we've got strawberry, razzleberry, guava, flamingo. We have grape, orchid, and we have kiwi, and then a sheet of sky, and then you get 4 sheets of the powdered sugar. That's the white cardstock. So there's the color palette, very pretty. You always receive envelopes in the card kit, and then this nice large storage envelope, which is great for storing your cardstock or the contents of this kit. You get an A1 size card die, and it is this cute wonky heart. So this can be cut to be cut in the shape of a heart card. We receive this free gift, so I won't show you what that is. We get some ribbon, and it looks like this is in the color orchid, so that's really pretty. You wind that back up, and then you receive these cute little bows. Let me take these out of the package so you can see the bows. I'm going to place them in the tray, and actually I want to start doing this is placing all my items into a little container here so that I'm ready to go when it comes to card making. I've got everything all out in front of me. So then we receive these felt letters, and they spell the word love. So we've got the strawberry, it looks like the grape, the sky, and the flamingo. So let me place those in here. Then we get a word die that says you lift me up. You get the inside die and the shadow die. We get these beautiful sky pearls, and then this cute sticker sheet with lots of the hot air balloons, different sizes, and then the clouds as well. So the first thing that I want to do is I want to take out the cut apart sheet, and I want to start prepping some items so that I'm ready to go to make some cards. So I'm going to line up the dies here and take a little bit of some low tack tape and just get these all ready to go to run through my die cut machine. So I'll do this one for that outside die, and then I'll do a couple of them using the inside die as well. So here's another outside die. So that's going to give me like that white border around the edge. But then if I use the other dies, then that's going to cut it completely, and then I won't get that white border. So since I don't exactly know what I'm going to be doing yet, I'm just going to go ahead and get all of these cut out. So here's a heart, so I'm going to also cut that out. Can always use hearts on things. And then let me go ahead and get this die. Now that's like a little, I guess it's like a little banner, and I can put that on my hot air balloons. So let me line that up and put a little tape on there. And I didn't quite have that one lined up, so let me get that lined up a little bit better. Okay, so I cut these apart, and now I'm going to run these through my die cut machine. Now this is my Gemini Mini. I've got several different die cutting machines, but I'm going to go ahead and use my Gemini Mini today. And you can see here, cut that perfectly. Love it. So now I'm ready. So I've got my little tray here with all my little pieces, and I'm ready to go. So today we're going to be making some different cards than I usually make. So I've cut some pieces already, and I will have all the measurements listed down below in the description box. So we've got a card base, and then this white piece is 5 1/4 by 4. And then this paper here, the pattern paper, is 3 7/8 by 5 1/8. And then the last little piece is 3 5/8 by 1 5/8. So the first thing I want to do is take my card base and just score it, fold it in half, and give it a good score. And then the next thing that I want to do is I want to go ahead and make this corner fold card. So I'm going to grab my ruler and a pencil. I'm going to open my card back up, and I'm going to measure down to the 2-inch mark. So I'm just going to put a little line at 2 inches. So I'm going to put this in my trimmer now, and I'm not going to cut it, but I'm going to take it to my trimmer. And if you had a scoring blade, that would be great here. I don't have a scoring blade right now. I can't find it. So I'm just going to grab just a little tool here to make a line so that I can score this. So let me find that tool, and then there it is. And now I'll go ahead and give this a good score. So I'll just put it right here in the rails of my trimmer and go along there. So now I'm just going to fold this back. So I'm going to take my card base and just fold that back. Let me grab my bone folder here and give it a good press. I tried to erase the mark, but I don't have an eraser on that pencil. All right, so that's cute. All right, so now we're going to start the next piece. So we're going to take this white piece of paper, which is 5 1/4 by 4, and we're going to make a little mark just a little above the score line. And then it should be just like inside the score line as well. And then we're going to cut from one mark to the other mark. So I'm going to place this in my trimmer, and now I am going to cut this. So I'm lining up my 2 little pencil marks, and we will get that cut off. And see, that lines up right inside there. And then this white piece, if I get it flipped over the right way, it also will fit right here on this little flap. So that's perfect. All right, so we've got a good start here. Then the next thing we want to do is take this pattern paper that's 3 7/8 by 5 1/8, and now we want to take our pencil and just make a little mark below the score line. So the white one was above, now this one's going to be below. So now I'm going to take this over to my trimmer, and I'm going to take it from pencil mark to pencil mark and just cut that off. So this should fit right on side of my white piece and give it a little border. Now this isn't perfect and it takes a little bit of practice, but anytime that you don't get them just perfect, you can always take your scissors and cut a little off if you need to. But I think this turned out pretty well. So now I'm going to take a little bit of my Stamps of Life adhesive, and let me go ahead and get this pattern paper glued down onto the white piece. You see it's not completely perfect there, but that's okay. That's not going to show. So now I'm going to put this inside my card, and I'm going to glue this down. You know what? I think I want to cut off that extra white. It's not going to show anyway, but I'm just going to give it a little trim so that I can push this up flush against that little fold line. And I like that better. Okay, so I'm going to give this a press and push this down, and now I'm going to put a little adhesive here on the white. Let me make sure that I'm putting adhesive on the right side. There we go. So I'll give that a press. And then the next thing you want to do is you want to take your pattern paper, the one that's 3 7/8 by 5 1/8, and you want to cut it from corner to corner. So I'm just looking here for the pattern paper that I want to use. And so I'm cutting from corner to corner. But I realized that this might not be the right paper that I want. So I cut a new piece. And I think I'm going to like this one better because I don't want just blue and blue. That's not going to really show up. So I'm going to take this piece and just cut with my scissors from corner to corner. And I've got the hearts here, so I'm going to glue that down, and my hearts are going the right direction. I'm going to give it just a little trim just so that it fits inside that white just a little better, and maybe trim it just a little bit more to give that end a sharper point. So I like that. So I'm going to go ahead and put some adhesive on the back of this piece, and now we'll get that glued down. All right, this is looking so cute already. All right, now I've already taken the stick off of my stickers, and I do that by using a powder tool. So what I did was I took all the stick off the stickers, and then I placed them in my little tray there with my die cuts so that I could figure out which ones I want to use. So I picked these. These are the puffy stickers that came in the kit, and I really like the way these look. So I picked two that are matching. So a larger one and a smaller one that are the red polka dot. And I'm just going to add a little bit of the Happy Crafter glue to the back of these. And we'll get these glued down on the card front here. Okay, now I need to stamp a sentiment. So I've got my secret weapon, and I'm going to take one of the stamps from the Heart Hot Air Balloon club set. And I want to stamp the word Soaring with Love. So I've got some strawberry ink. And I'm going to tap it into the ink, give it a good press onto the cardstock, and perfect. Let me go ahead and stamp another one, just in case, see which one I like better. That looks really good. I'm going to get my stamp chamois out here and give my stamp a little cleaning so that I can put it right back on my carrier sheet. I don't want to misplace my stamp, so I'm going to do that right away and place it right back down. Okay, now I'm going to take some scissors and just get my sentiment here cut out. And that's the sentiment that I want to use on the front of my card. So it's going to say Soaring with Love. All right, so let me move this stuff out of the way here and bring back in my card. And yeah, we want to put this right here. Oh, I had a little malfunction here with my tape runner. Not sure what happened, but it's so sticky, it grabbed and tore a little sheet of the paper. So off camera, I went in and added another layer of cardstock behind my Soaring with Love sentiment so that it would adhere nicely down to the card. I'm taking a little bit of craft foam, and I cut a little piece, and I'm going to stick it right back on here on this flap, and that's just going to hold that flap down and give it some extra dimension. So I like that. All right, Soaring with Love. I think it needs a little something else, so I took one of the hearts that I cut out from the paper pad, and I'm going to lift my sentiment up, and I'm just going to add this heart right back here behind the sentiment. Now it isn't showing up great yet, but once I add the white layer back here, I think it's going to look really good. So you can either use your card front layering dies, or you can just cut a piece of white paper that's 5 by 4 1/4. For this card, I did use one of the layering dies just from one of the card sets that I have, and that cut that out perfectly. So there is our first card. We're going to repeat the process. So just to kind of show you again, so you get the hang of this time I'm going to take a piece of the guava cardstock, and I'm going to fold it in half with my bone folder here. And this one, it doesn't fold quite as nicely as the candy apple did, but it's going to work fine. Okay, So, oh goodness, I just realized I called the other candy apple. That's not candy apple, it's strawberry. I don't know where I got that from. All right, so I took my pencil and I made a mark 2 inches down. I'm gonna take my scoring tool here and just score from 2 inches to the center. And then we're just gonna fold that back. So I'm gonna take my little tool here, give that a good press and kind of reinforce these other lines. All right, so now we have our white piece that is 5 1/4 by 4. And for this one, we're gonna mark a little above the score line and then up there at the top. So now we're gonna take that over to the trimmer and we're gonna cut from one mark to the other mark. There we go, perfect. And now I have the white piece. Now for the next one, for the pattern paper, for the clouds, you know, actually I don't like the way that's setting. Let me just trim this down just a little bit more, and that's okay. It doesn't have to be perfect. You could always use your scissors to trim them. And I have a little gap over there in the left corner, which is not perfect because I think it's the way I folded that, but I'm okay with it. All right, so there we have the white piece. Now I'm going to work on the layering piece. For this one, you want to take, this is 3 7/8 by 5 1/8, and you want to make your little mark below the score line. So it's below the score line to the corner there. And I'm going to line that up. And this one again, you remember I cut the white one, so I'm going to have to cut this one too. But I'm going to go ahead and glue it onto the white. Get my border. You know, at the top part, that's going to not be showing, so that's okay. I'm going to cut that off. So I'm just going to go ahead and trim that. And then I'm going to get this and put it inside the card. So there we go. Got my tape runner here. Put a little tape runner on the back. And we'll give this a good press. I love that guava color. That looks so pretty. Now I want to add my white layering piece onto my fold. So I'm going to get a little tape runner here. And I'm going to add my white piece. Didn't get it quite centered, so let me get it centered up. I love that. Now I've got my 3 5/8 by 1 5/8, and I'm going to cut this in half. This time, I think I want to flip this over. I think I've got this figured out now. If you flip it over and then cut from the bottom to the top, then you've got it's going the correct direction. I'm going to give it a little trim just so that I can see a little bit more of that white border. And then I'm going to give that a good press. And I think I need to trim just a little bit more. I want that end just a little bit crisper, of a sharper point. All right, so we got that piece, and that looks good. Now I'm going to take my little piece of foam, and I'm going to put my foam on the back of the flap. There we go. We might have to mention this to Stephanie. We're going to need a die that does this, right? Then we wouldn't have to trim any pieces. We're really spoiled by all the wonderful dies that the Stamps of Life has for card bases especially. But I wanted to try something a little bit new today, and this isn't difficult. All right, for this one, I'm going to go ahead and put my glue on the back of my puffy stickers. So again, I picked out 2. Smaller one and a larger one, and my sentiment I stamped off camera, and I stamped it with the guava ink, and it says, "Thanks for lifting me up." And I'm not going to add a heart behind this one. I think that looks really pretty there. I'm going to add my insert here that is 5 by 4 1/4. No, it's 4 by 5 1/4. There we go, 4 by 5 1/4. Sorry about that. Okay, so I actually made one other one off camera. So now I've made 3 cards with this same technique, and each looks so very different. And I love these. I think they turned out super cute. So you'll have to let me know which one is your favorite down below in the comments section. Let me hold this up here so you can see it. And then I've made a couple other cards as well. So let me move these out of the way and show you these. So on this one, it just says, "You lift me up." So I used that word die that came in the kit. I used the felt letters that say love. And for this one, I used the stamp and die set for this month. So there you go. There's a look at all of my cards that I've made so far with this kit. If you've enjoyed this video, please hit that thumbs up button. If you're new, I hope you'll subscribe and come back. Thanks so much for watching, and I'll catch you in the next video. Bye!